All right, hello everyone, and happy 4th of July, and welcome to another 3v3 fastest map on StarCraft Brood Wars Remastered. Today we're going to watch episode 222. Let's just jump right into it. One thing that I do see right off the bat in this game is I think there's going to be a team that represents every race, but we'll check. So let's go ahead and start. Team number 1 in the bottom right corner, calling for the rush, go, 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 is Haru. Then up in the top right corner is Ranbomb, the orange Protoss. And then yours truly in the bottom left corner, John, red corner 1129. All right, so it looks like this is all Protoss. Other team in the top left corner, we have got Blade X Silver, the blue Zerg. On his team, Admiral Akbar is the yellow Zerg, and then Get Wrecked is the teal Terran. So I saw that there was the way it was lined up, it looks like there might have been a team, one of every race, which I always really like, but didn't happen there. So we've got Protoss, Protoss, Protoss versus Terran, Zerg, Zerg. So that should be an interesting one. I do agree that Rush is probably the best strategy in this one because you're going against the Zergs, who they take a little bit longer to get up and going. So looking at the APM to start off, Ranbomb over here is at 200, and we've got 150 from Brown. So if we're looking at that team, everyone else is barely at 50 or below. So if you're looking at who might be an early favorite, it's probably my team. So yay me. So we'll go ahead and just speed this up. We'll check out what everyone's doing. All right, so I'm doing what I say. I'm trying to get that rush up going early. This Zerg getting the second hatchery and the spawning pool up. This is all early stuff. All right, Blue, excuse me. Getting his hatcheries going. He's got his Overlord moving to the second part. So we know that no one's in the middle here. All right, and then we've got yellow getting a front, or orange, excuse me. Wow, I'm having trouble with my colors right now. All right, so here comes the rush in on orange. So we'll slow down and watch this. This is a really nice rush. So there is a Zealot out that's taken down. He's got this cannon. This guy's calling for help. All right, I'm trying to help this guy. He's sending a lot of early Zerglings. You really got to love to see this. All right, so he's going to try to move into the base. They're building cannons in the base, so he's probably going to be safe. Also some Marines coming to help out as well. But he's doing a really good job. He's getting on top of the production, trying to take out some of these probes. They're still alive. So they're saying go 11. Alright, orange getting attacked again. Alright, so this is my partner that's actually getting attacked here by this rush. Alright, so we got some Zealot friends coming to try to save the day. These Marines, just 2 of them. They should die pretty easy. Alright, so it looks like this guy's stabilized. So, pretty sure that Brown was the one saying rush, and he abandoned that awfully quickly. Maybe he means just like a delayed rush. Okay, so we're seeing gateways getting up here. This guy's starting to macro up, so I'm thinking if we want to do some damage, we gotta start doing it now. Alright, here comes Blue. So this is the counter attack off of the rush that he had. This is a lot of Zealots. This might be hard for him to stop. I'm saying go 11. Brown's already... Oh, okay, so Brown did rush. I was like, why didn't he rush? Well, here he is. Alright, this guy's got a lot of Sunkens now. This is going to make this a lot harder. He doesn't have a lot of money, though. That's the thing, I think. If we press him, he's just going to have a really hard time financially being able to do anything. Alright, so Blue's getting a few Marines there to help. 18. Alright, here come my Zealots, as well as the ones that were at Orange's base helping. I think with this group, we've got this. I hope he's just waiting for me. Alright, let's get going here. Alright, so I'm marching in. This guy, he's marching in as well. Alright, so we're timing this really well. Here comes a big old group again. Alright, so I'm really leading into this rush here. I've got a lot of guys. I'm just trying to play defense on the back end of this. Alright, so we're moving on Blue now. This is going to be looking really bad for him. Yellow's got a lot of upgrades going. It's almost blocking the screen. So Yellow's going to be looking pretty tough here coming up. Alright, here's some Marines protecting the Sunken colonies. Alright, but still, again, really pressed for money. There goes the spawning pool. And now we're getting up on top of these Sunkens. He's trying to send out more Zerglings. These Marines are still there, just firing away. They finally get taken out. And we're on top of the Sunkens. This might be all she wrote for blue. I mean, unless someone's going to come help him, he's got nothing here. Alright, so the rush against the one Zerg did work, but this guy's looking like he's going to be formidable. He's getting out Hydralisk now. We'll see what he does with maybe Lurkers. Alright, then let's look at his other teammate. Alright, then the Terrans over here. He's got some Marines going and everything. That's not really too much. I think Zealots kind of easily do this. Alright, so Yellow's coming in on me, trying to make some noise. Missed that. I gotta start looking at the mini-map. Alright, so here he's working on taking out Brown. Alright, so Blue's down. Teal's thinking about attacking Brown. Brown's got a lot of gateways. I think this would be a tough assault. But we'll see what happens. I actually think a counterattack is the best method right now for them. If they wanted to get back into this game 2v3, I think a counterattack would be really good. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at the probes here. 25 for Teal, so he's not really building SCVs enough behind this. You see drones. Actually, he's looking alright, but he's behind everyone else. Alright, so he does get the stim pack going, but this is a lot of Zealots. This is going to be a hard fight. Alright, here comes a Fire Bat in to help save the day. Really good job microing and using his movement and Fire Bats to get out in front. Nice job by Teal. I actually like what I'm seeing from him. Alright, now he's moving in on Brown. This might be a little bit too much. Let's see how he micros it. Alright, he's got the stim packs going again. Those Fire Bats did a good job weakening them. But here comes just more Zealots. This is just too many Zealots. Alright, so all the medics go down. I'm sending everything I have to Brown. He's saying go 3 o'clock, which I agree. Yeah, that guy would have a really hard time holding right now. He better be building some bunkers or something. Alright, he's starting to macro up. He's looking decent. Yellow has just been untouched over here. I mean, wondering what he's thinking about doing. Alright, so I think at this point we might need speed with all of this. We're just walking into a blender here. Good job positioning his units. This guy's really doing a good job. Alright, so he's going go to here. Alright, so now Yellow has Lurkers, so this is going to make this assault very hard. We only got a few of them. Alright, here we come. Lurkers not lurking. Is this guy paying attention? Alright, there they go. They flipped down. I don't know if that was a lag or what. Alright, yeah, so without speed and without detection, we're just going to get sliced and diced here. Alright, we're getting in on some of the sunken colonies, but there's just too much splash damage coming in from the Lurkers. We're just not going to be able to do anything. Zealots sort of getting confused. This is really bad. Oh my gosh, we're just walking into the meat grinder. On both sides, we walked into a lot of trouble. So these guys are not going to go down without a fight. They're looking pretty good. Alright, so now let's see how we respond. Are any of us getting detection? Orange has been able to sit over here untouched. Alright, he's getting some observers out. He's also getting carriers. I think that's probably going to be the end of this game. Alright, he's taking out that supply depot. Probably so he can build another command center. Building up some bunkers. This guy's getting his Lurkers out. For how untouched Yellow's been, I just kind of feel like he should have more. Like, where are all his units? Like 82 of 83. Maybe he's getting all of his overlords taken out. Maybe that's something that's been happening. But, man, oh man. Okay, so supply blocked is probably the problem for both of those guys right now. In the meantime, the supply for everyone else is getting much bigger. I've really slowed down here at the moment. Yeah, I'm trying to get detection. Alright, this guy's bringing in Lurkers on me. Oh, I've got nothing for this. This is bad news bears. Oh boy. Okay, so we're going to see what happens here. Alright, I have units, but I've just got absolutely no detection at all. Looks like I was in the process of building it. Now Teal's going to come in and help with this. Oh, this is bad news. Okay. So I send the Dragoons into their death. At least I know what I'm up against now. Oh my gosh. Oh no. They're gonna have a hard time. Oh gosh. Okay. Alright, so here come the Marines, the Hydralisk with the Lurker support. This is gonna be bad news for me. Alright, so they're moving in, they're attacking. How do I respond? Alright, move my units down here. I'm letting them attack this part of it. I'm trying to get an observatory going, but it's just too late. They're sending everything they have. Alright, I say I'm fucked. I've moved my units where I'm still safe with these cannons here. He's trying desperately to move in and around. Oh, there, now he gets on top of the production. Oh, but he's moving in range of the cannon. It's going to be able to take some of these out, plus that he's too close to the detection, so I'm able to see them. Oh, he's wasting these lurkers so badly. Oh, okay, so that one still stays. I'm down to 2 probes. Alright, so in the meantime, now Brown just moves in on Teal. Oh man, this is looking really, really bad for Teal. He's saying, where's my 1 o'clock? This guy's just like loading his carriers up. Alright, here comes Yellow to try to save his buddy. They're kind of moving out from me. I don't know how I survived this. I have no probes now. I'm just sort of sitting there hoping this game ends before before I die. Alright, so here come the carriers, and this is the part where I think Yellow and Teal are like, oh boy, this might be a little more than we can handle. Yellow does have his Hydralisk rolling now, though. He's got a decent amount of hatcheries, but not too many. Alright, so here go the carriers. Still plenty of Zealots on the ground, doing all kinds of damage, taking out Hydralisk. Still got 29 SCVs, so we haven't taken out his production yet. Alright, so the Hydralisk and the Marines doing a pretty good job on the carriers. You might have to back off here. It's a lot of carriers, though, but it's also a lot of units to go along with the carriers. Alright, so they back out. Teal actually survived pretty well there. He was... Oh, wow, he just continued to build down when we were attacking him up through here. Alright, so now Brown looking pretty strong. Orange is also pretty strong. They're continuing to sort of slowly and steadily destroy me. Alright, I've got a drop ship now. I'm wondering if I'm trying to get a probe up. I do have 2 probes. I don't know where they are, though. Oh, I have a probe in here. Alright, so I was able to save a probe with a drop ship. Now I'm trying to find a new home. Oh no, they're after me. Run! Alright, so while that's going on, Teal's trying to rebuild. Yellow's got stuff in his base to support him. He's getting more stuff going. He's got a great Spire now, so we could see some Guardians soon. He's less supply blocked now. Teal's going to be definitely supply blocked. Alright, I'm not sure what Brown's thinking about doing. Oh, it looks like he's setting up a Templar drop. Oh, that could be bad. Alright, this guy's just continuing. He's got Dark Templar now. He's continuing to get more carriers. At some point, this is just going to be too many carriers to deal with. Alright, so let's sort of speed us up, because I know that a final assault is coming. But there's still like 7 minutes left in this game. This is crazy. I kind of can't believe... Alright, like how long this has gone on for. Alright, so they're sort of sitting in my base. I'm rebuilding over here. Alright, meantime, everyone's sort of getting ready for this final assault. Alright, here come the carriers. Alright, so they're doing a fairly good job of taking out some of the... Oh, no, this is just too many, yeah. I was about to say, they're doing a good job taking out the interceptors, but there's just way too much going on. Alright, so he's got all these Marines coming up. The Hydralisks are there. I mean, this is a lot of stuff coming at them, but this is just so many carriers and interceptors. They are getting on top of the carriers here. Let's see how many of them go down. There's one getting taken down, so he's got to micro them a little bit. But in the meantime, like, what's Brown doing? Did I miss the Templar drop or something? Templar Storm? 63 workers, 29. I don't even think a Templar drop on Teal would really do too much damage. He's just like sort of in survival mode. Alright, now he's getting Wraiths to try to deal with these carriers. I don't know what Brown's waiting for. What are you waiting for, Brown? Alright, so now the Guardians are coming. This could be bad. Alright, slowly and steadily, I'm rebuilding. Alright, not quite sure what this guy's waiting for. I feel like the longer he just keeps his guys there, Brown just needs to attack with him, and then it's over. I don't know what Brown's doing. He's just sitting around. I don't even see a shuttle anywhere. So I don't know where he'd be dropping from. Like, alright, here he goes. He's trying to do it. There's the shuttle. He's trying to find an angle with this. Yeah, maybe he could go in while the carriers are attacking, go in and do something. He's really trying to get yellow. 66 workers, pumping out Hydralisks. Now he's got Devourers. Alright, so we'll see if he can pull this off. This could be the game changer really here. Alright, no defense to it. He's able to come in super easily. Oh! He's sitting right there. Get it! Go, 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 go! Oh, my goodness, he gets it! Oh! All the way down to 19 workers from 66. Oh, and he's taking out more. He's down to 14. Oh, my. I take it all back. So Brown has the maxed out army, but he was really just waiting for that play. That guy hadn't made that into a spore colony yet. If he had done that, that would have stopped it, or at least given him a chance to maybe do something. And oh man, that's going to put him really, really far behind. All right, so now Orange saying, why don't I move in on yellow instead of teal? He's just building tons of... All right, so here we go. All of these Devourers. There's Guardians attacking at the front of the base. All right, looks like the carriers are doing a good job taking out the Devourers. Yeah, they are. Man, those Devourers got absolutely eaten up there. Everything getting eaten up by these carriers. All right, here come the Dark Templar to help on the ground. This could be really, really good. Unless those Dark Templar run into the to the Lurkers. Oh, they are. All right, the Lurkers don't see them because there's no Overlords. But the cloaked units don't see one another. All right, so here we go. Here comes Brown in on teal. They just chose a different angle instead of going after yellow. And this might be all she wrote. It really was just about Brown coming in to help, but he was trying to kill the economy with the drop, which he was finally able to do. And oh, in the meantime, I'm over here doing my thing. I've been able to steadily rebuild in that middle base without getting attacked. Gotta love to see that. Alright, Teal continuing to attack, and finally Teal taps out. Amazing hold by this guy. I really was impressed by the way he played. It was just like a never give up kind of attitude. And really built to try to help, you know, be situational. Good job. Alright, so now it's just about an assault on yellow. He's getting himself ready for it. But again, he's so far behind with his economy being destroyed that he's not being able to pump out the units like he usually was. So this could be a really, really sort of unfortunate assault because it might not be too exciting. If he had a better economy, he probably could have held much better. But here comes the carrier army. There's just so many of them. Dude's been maxed out for a hot minute. And just like you can't leave Zerg sitting around, you can't really leave anyone sitting around too long doing not keeping them honest. Because if you do that, people are going to just like amass these incredible armies and be able to remax them so easily. So you got to believe there's carriers coming up behind this too. Yeah. He's got Dark Templar down here. Here comes Brown to help finish it off. I've got a few units coming in myself because I want to be part of this. Go Blue Dragoon or Purple Dragoon. Alright, he's desperately trying to get units out, but this is about to be all she wrote. Guy's doing a really good job. But you got to give it to this team. They really hung in there. They did not give up to the last moment, even Blue. Good game, noobs. Everyone's always got to throw the noobs thing out. Winner, noobs. There we go. Gotta love it. Alright, so he's not going down without a fight. He's making us take him out at the very last moment. Yeah, some people will do that just to be annoying, even though they know it's over. They could tap out, but nope. We're gonna wait. They're gonna wait until we take out all of their extractors. We're busy killing the larva. Now here we come on the extractors. And that is the game, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. So that was another pretty good hold situation for teal and yellow. Blue tried to do a really good job, did a really good job making that rush, but didn't. Again, if you can make someone pay for any kind of rush, whether it be a cannon or a Zergling rush, it can make all the difference with the counterattack, and that could be all she wrote for someone trying to be cheeky in the beginning. All right, well, thanks for joining me. Have a great 4th of July. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the fireworks, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care.